Today, we will discuss a highly significant and pertinent subject matter. I was genuinely surprised when I began studying this topic by the sheer amount of information available on the internet and the extent to which, in reality, the information differs. Because when you begin, you even distort the request, the most beneficial products for the heart. We see that the list is actually very huge. Almost all existing products, which are more or less useful in one way or another, are included in the list of products that are, so to speak, included in the list of products that are beneficial for the heart. Today, we will make an effort to partially dispel these myths while still appealing to common sense and relying on some more or less reliable scientific research that can be considered trustworthy. So, if we talk about products that affect our cardiovascular system, then I made such a small, probably selection, if you can say so, and I was guided by the fact that we all know that the highest mortality rate in the world now is, of course, from cardiovascular diseases. We need products that will somehow affect this indicator. In order to influence this indicator, we need, of course, to understand which products will actually reduce the risk of atherosclerosis. In other words, they will increase the so-called high-density lipoproteins, or in other words, good cholesterol, which will clean our blood vessels with you. Thus, patients will experience a reduction in the number of heart attacks and strokes, that is, cardiovascular diseases, leading to a significant increase in life expectancy for all individuals worldwide. In general, I have identified 3 primary key products. Now I will provide you with more information about them, all of which have an impact on the functioning of our cardiovascular system with you. But before we start, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that in any case, no matter what product you eat, you always need to observe, of course, moderation. Let's consider the same, for instance, fruits or veggies. They seem helpful, but it's clear that if you consume them in excessive amounts, I think it won't lead to anything good. In any case, when consuming any product, it is necessary, of course, to use common sense and observe certain rules. So the initial group of products comprises items that contain polyunsaturated fatty acids, specifically omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which are crucial for maintaining a balanced diet and promoting overall well-being. The primary product derived from this series is fish sourced from the northern seas of the region. I discussed it in one of my videos. Fatty fish species such as salmon, trout, mackerel, and herring contain a large amount of polyunsaturated fatty acids, specifically omega-3 acids. These omega-3 acids have a positive effect on high-density lipoproteins, also known as good cholesterol, and help to reduce the level of low-density lipoproteins, commonly referred to as bad cholesterol. As a result, these patients experience a decrease in atherosclerosis and consequently have a lower incidence of heart attacks and strokes. The second group of products, also belonging to products containing polyunsaturated fatty acids, and mainly these are omega-6 fatty acids, are different types of vegetable oils. Undoubtedly, the most substantial amount is contained in olive oil, but there is also a considerable amount present in nuts as well. However, I will now make a brief digression and go back to the phrase that I mentioned in the opening of the video. Everywhere you need to follow the measures. Especially here, probably it is necessary to adhere to this rule, because if you eat a large amount of nuts, they are quite high in calories. They contain a lot of fat, and accordingly, you will exceed your daily requirement. And this, of course, will lead to weight gain. So if we are talking about nuts, it should not be more than a handful. That is about 30-50 grams of nuts per day. And probably this is too much. Maybe it should not be consumed every day. In the second category, I incorporated items that have a substantial amount of dietary fiber in them. We have knowledge that fiber is a product that is not digested and absorbed by the body, but it actively participates in digestion, assisting our gastrointestinal tract, if you can say, in feeding good bacteria, thereby removing bad bacteria in the intestines, and promoting a healthy balance of microorganisms in our gut. This is indeed a substantial cascade of numerous mechanisms that occur within the body's intricate network of processes. But if a person consumes enough fiber, then accordingly their gastrointestinal tract functions normally as well as their entire metabolism. He lacks a compromised immune system, meaning harmful substances are absorbed significantly less i.e. not digested with this fiber. The leaves fall down calmly. This enables, firstly, the enhancement of immunity, that is, becoming more resistant to various viruses and bacteria in the environment. This will assist in boosting your metabolism and, accordingly, preventing the gain of extra kilograms, and these additional kilograms have an effect on both blood pressure and high cholesterol levels, so the diet should definitely include a large amount of fiber. When it comes to products that contain fiber, there are actually quite a few of them available if you search for products that contain fiber on the internet. And you can even examine the level, and there are also in the same nuts, and in berries a substantial quantity of fiber, and in vegetables naturally, in greens. Each of them varies in the amount of fiber. You can even compile this rating by taking into account the quantity of fiber contained in different plant-based products. And the third product is, of course, water. Ordinary drinking water at room temperature, which we should consume daily, because a person, as is known, consists mostly of water. That is, his blood consists of 80% water. So by not consuming enough fluid, we certainly cause irreparable harm to our body, and I'm not talking now about the fact that you need to drink 2.5 liters of water a day. For someone, these are just huge doses. I also mentioned it in one of the videos. Everyone still has their own standards, but I believe that 1.5 liters per day is still something that every adult after 18 years old should consume. If a person, for example, trains intensively, then accordingly these dosages will increase. If a person does not drink enough water, accordingly all cells and blood, including, will suffer significantly. Blood begins to thicken, and this, of course, will not lead to anything good in the future. It is clear that if you drink little water there for a day, 2 or 3 months, it may not manifest itself in any way. I am referring to the long-term viewpoint, perhaps spanning 5 to 10 years. It is imperative, naturally, to give it serious consideration and closely track the quantity of pure drinking water you ingest throughout the day. I'm not talking about tea, coffee, juices, and so on right now. It's about the amount of clean drinking water. Regarding all the other products that can be found in large quantities on the internet, naturally, they are present. I believe they do as well in one way or another. For instance, I have witnessed a large quantity of videos discussing the benefits of grapefruit, with individuals mentioning lemon, garlic, avocado, and nuts. Without a doubt, all fruits, vegetables, and greens in any and every case are undeniably beneficial and valuable overall for the optimal functioning and well-being of the body. In this video, I still try to convey information to you about the products that directly or indirectly impact the cardiovascular system and accordingly influence the functioning of the heart as a whole. Of course, it is necessary to interpret this information correctly. I'll say it again. There is simply a huge number of products on the internet that supposedly affect our hearts. Naturally, you must absorb information wisely, analyze it, evaluate the situation soberly and sensibly, without a doubt, of course. Here is such a small, informative video. Ask your questions, leave comments, and most importantly, stay healthy.